And welcome everybody to the Mac Attack. I know Steve is still on his channel streaming right now, but I already claimed this this time slot, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do my stream. He's taking a little longer than he expected, but anybody that's here, welcome. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be replacing some caps on a motherboard, on a logic board that fits inside of one of these. This is my good TI-99 4A that works. I have no problems with it. It does boot up, has no problems at all. But I bought another one just recently, and it's having some issues. And this is the logic board out of that particular machine. Now, the purple things are little standoffs. I 3D print it. So whenever I do the soldering, it keeps it up above the table. We're going to try those out and see how those work. But this board has 9 radial caps on it, so we'll be replacing that. Before we do that, I'm going to show you exactly what it's doing here. So I'm going to hook it up to the right behind me here to the monitor, and I'm going to bring the camera and stuff over real quick. And we're going to show you what's going on with that. So let me bring the camera and microphone over. All right. That way you guys can see what is actually going on with this thing. So I'm going to hook it up, and you can boot this thing up without the case. It doesn't matter much with the case. So we're gonna, but I'm gonna show you on the monitor here what it actually is doing. So let's go ahead and get it hooked up. And this is before we do any recapping at all. So I have a power supply here. This is the power supply, and it's actually working pretty good. So I'm not going to recap it. Because I did check all the power coming out of it. It is steady power, so I don't think this is the problem. The problem, I think, is some of the caps near the video section here. So let's hook this up. And then we're going to boot it up. So we're going to power it on, and you're going to hear it beep, and then you're going to see the screen pop up here, but then you're going to see it go fuzz out. So here we go. And of course, the monitor's not working. Let's try that again here. All right, when I had everything hooked up, it's not wanting to work. Why are you not working? Because there's no power to the converter. I have to use a video converter here to convert it to HDMI. So there we go. That should work now. Should be getting a blue screen here. Okay, there we go. So let's try this one more time here, and I'm going to show you exactly what this does here. So we do get a screen, but then all of a sudden, boom, that starts happening, and it'll eventually go completely away. See, no signal. So that's the problem I think it's having, because if I turn it right back on, I think the capacitors are still charged up. See, it still does it. So we're going to change those capacitors in here and hopefully fix that problem. So I'm going to unplug everything here, and we're going to move the camera back over to the work desk. Hey, Bruce, how you doing? So we're going to move the camera. Yeah, I'm pulling a Steve here, just moving the camera around and stuff. So let me go ahead and turn the camera down. Actually, we'll get a little closer here, so you guys can actually see it as I'm working on it. There we go. All right. Hey, what's up, Tom? All right, appreciate you stopping by. You can also watch this later on. It will be on there. So what we're going to be replacing is a whole bunch of these. Well, there's five. These are 22 microfarad, 50 volts. There's one. This is a 10 microfarad, 63 volt. And then there's three of these 100 microfarad, 16 volts. So we're going to be replacing 9 caps. That's all there is on this thing, and they're all radio caps. So it should be pretty easy to do. I have my desoldering tool here. Let me go ahead and get the soldering iron on. Start heating up. But should be pretty easy. These are all black caps. These are blue, so I'm not sure what the difference in the difference is on them. But the way I'm going to desolder these is I'm going to do the old cut and just pull out the little pieces part. Now I'm going to be using basically this micro or this magnifying glass. This board is not, I don't need to really use a microscope on it. I do have a microscope, but for one, I don't have a camera hooked up to the microscope. And two, everything on here is pretty much with this 5 times magnification. I can see everything I need to see to solder. Plus it gives me plenty of light. So there we go. So first off, I'm going to start, the way I'm going to do this, instead of removing every capacitor first, I'm going to do one cap at a time. I'm going to remove a cap, replace it with the new one, and then work my way around the board until I get them all done. Because for one, a lot of these caps are upside down, so I can't see the values, although I can pretty much guesstimate what they are. Like this right here is probably this one here, which is the, what is this one? This is a 10 microfarad capacitor. So that's probably what that one is right there. The rest of these are these sizes are probably, well, this is actually not that one, but this is one of the bigger ones. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 I think are the, and I can't see the values because the way they soldered these things on. Okay, these are the 22 microfarad. So these are all 22 microfarad capacitors. Then I have this big one and these 2 big ones. So that's the 3. And then I have one other one. I got to find out where it is here. It's on here somewheres. Oh, wait, 1, 2. I counted them all last night. I double checked. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 caps. So we're going to go ahead and get all those caps done. So we're going to start on this side of the board first. And I'm going to start with this one back here. So let me get my diagonal cutters, and we're going to cut the lead. And I'm noticing which way, because these are all polarized caps, so I have to make sure I put them in the right way. So this one's facing towards the camera. Oh man, this one's gonna, I'm gonna have to desolder this one like that. So, and there's no markings on the board too. That's pretty bad. So it looks like the arrow is pointing towards the camera. So we're going to make sure we put the cap back in. This isn't like a Mac board where it is. Hey, Starbuck Tech, welcome. So let's go ahead and start doing some desoldering here. Clean the tip. So we're going to, let's see. Got to make sure I get the right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it looks like that. right there is my cap. I want to make sure. Yeah, that's what it looks like. All right. You know what? I'm going to put some flux on here just to be on the safe side. There we go. That one's actually come out pretty good. All right, and then the other side is right here. There we go. Man, that one came out good. It actually fell out. So there we go. So that's the first one. All right, so let's clean up that hole a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so that one's still got the pin in there, so I got to get that out. There we go. All right. Let me look back at this side. This is actually, I think, going to be pretty easy, even though they're all. So this is a 22 microfarad. So we're going to get a 22 microfarad. Now, the ones I'm replacing with, these are 16 volts, and I'm putting in 50 volt. So these are 22 microfarad, 50 volts. So we're going to make sure our arrows are pointing towards the camera, like I said. Bend these out a little bit so I can solder them. And Jay's not going to like this because I don't have a fume extractor either. But oh well. Jay will get over it. All right. Number one is done. So we're going to clip these. And that looks pretty darn good. All right. Tell you what, I'm going to clean up these as I go too, because it'll make it a little easier to remember where these are. So let me get my isopropyl here. All right, number 1 is done. One thing I hate about Q-tips is that the cotton gets everywhere. All right, number 1 is done. So that one right there is done. So we're going to work on this one next. Now, the problem with these TI-99 logic boards is they have these jumper wires that they put in, I guess, after the thought, that instead of putting traces in. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of these wires that go like everywhere. So I'm going to have to unbend this one to get around it because this cap is right underneath that wire. So this one, the arrows are going away from me. So let's clip that there, and we'll leave that like that. So now I got to figure out okay, so that's that one, I think. Yeah. So let me make sure, verify. Yeah, that's that one. Wow, that actually sucked the pin out too. So, yeah, that's a pretty powerful solder sucker. All right, let's see. Now I got to find where this one's going to. I think it's here, but let's make sure. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there it is, right there. There we go. All right, so this next one, let me go ahead and this next one is a 22 microfarad, so it's the same size as the last one. And remember, the arrow was going which way? I want to see if everybody's been paying attention here. Come on, I know somebody's watching. That way? Yeah. All right, Jay. Really hoping that this fixes this problem I'm having, so we'll see. All right, what do I do with my solder? There we go. And of course, my Mac Pro decides it wants to go to sleep there. Yeah, I was quizzing you there, Starbuck. So you're supposed to answer the quiz there. There we go. You know nothing? All right, let's take a look, see if that looks all right. Yep, that looks good. Let's clip. And let's clip. Hey, what's up, Justin? How you doing? All right, let's get another Q-tip. And this is number 2. And we're cleaning and soldering as I go. So I'm doing one cap at a time here, Justin. So if you just tuned in, instead of taking all the caps off at once, I am doing one at a time. All right, so that's 2 caps done. So now I can take this wire and retwist it the way it was back on here. Because once I put it back in the case, all this stuff has a RF shield over it. So, okay, cool. All right, so the next cap is going to be this one here. So this one is the same thing. I'm going to have to untwist this wire to get to it. And this one's got this little shield thingy. So I'm going to cut it from this side here. All right, there we go. I'll tell you what, Jay, I don't know about you, but these little legs I got really help with the soldering. I like these little legs I 3D printed to hold the board up. So we're looking at right here. Ooh, man, that one's going to be hard to find. There's the CPU. 1, 2, 3. So it's got to be this one right here. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I got it. We got it marked. They're handy or leggy. Yeah, I would say they're leggy, not so much handy. Nah, I lost it. Okay, there's the CPU. Okay, let me make sure I got the right one. There it is again. Oops. All right. That wasn't bad. Yeah, they're little clamps. They're little C clamps I 3D printed. I don't know if you could see that very well on here, but they're little 3D printed C clamps that screw on and hold on to the board right here. And so they give you an offset, give you some distance between the pad and everything. So it seems to be working pretty good. I actually like these. Bruce actually gave me the design for these. So he he recommended these for me, and I printed up a bunch of them. This is the first time I've actually used them, so they work out pretty good, actually. All right, so now I got to figure out where this cap goes. All right, so man, it's like right in the middle of all these resistors here. So, and guess what? That didn't come out all the way. Thought it came out all the way, but it didn't. There we go. All right, so this one's in the midst of a bunch of stuff here. Okay, there it is, right there. So there we go. The cool thing about these radials is that at least they only go one way. Oh wait, I didn't check this direction. So this one's going towards the camera when I look at it. So the arrow towards the camera. So you're going to have a quiz on this in a little bit. Where's my desoldering tool? Hey, how you doing, DJ Craze? Eric, how you doing? Yeah, this is Eric. This is a pretty straightforward. There's only 9 caps in here to replace. If you watch the beginning of the video, I show exactly what it's doing when I power it on, and that's what I'm trying to fix. I'm hoping that the recap will fix all this problem. There we go. You know, I thought I was going to be needing to use some solder wick, but man, it's actually working pretty good. All right, so this is a 100 microfarad 16 volt. So we're going to be replacing that. That's a 10 with a 100 microfarad 16 volt. Same thing. So there we go. And the legs go towards the camera, or the arrows, should I say. So let's get that in. Stick it in the hole. And I like to bend it out just a little bit to hold it in place. Yeah, I have another one, Eric, that works perfect. And DJ, appreciate you coming by. It's not a raid, but hey, I'll take what I can get. I'm not monetized yet. I do this every now and then, so I don't really have any monetization right now. So you probably saw an ad anyways, because YouTube likes to play ads even though I'm not monetized. So not sure why, because I don't get any of it. I don't know. But yeah, Eric, the other one I got, I have not opened it up yet, but it works perfectly fine. So I'm not going to mess with it right now. I just want this one as a backup. And once we get this, I'm not going to go through all the details on it and powering up, but we might, if we have some time, I might just put that on there. Times. Ooh. Man, that was my first computer, DJ, was a Timex Sinclair 1000. I had one of those as a kid in high school. And I learned to program BASIC on that. Well, those the Sinclairs, the problems they had with those was it wasn't so much the caps or anything. It was the membrane keyboards, they sucked. I detested those membrane keyboards. All right. All right, so let's get the clips. But yeah, this should be but TI was my second computer growing up as a kid. The Timex Sinclair was my very first. And I got into it because my high school science teacher got one of those Timex Sinclairs, and I talked my mom into buying me one. And I mean, they were really cheap at the time. I mean, you could get them for like $50. And I don't know if you could get the Timex Sinclairs as a kit. I know the old ZX81 and ZX80 where you could get as kits, but I don't remember if the Timex Sinclair ever came out as a kit where you could, solder everything on yourself. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3 down, 6 to go. All right, so the next one we're going to do is over here because we're going to wait these final 5. I'm going to do those last. They're all in this area. And this is probably where one of these caps is probably bad because this is the video chip right here. So if the video problem I'm experiencing it has a problem, it's probably with one of these caps right here. So that's why I'm crossing my fingers that this fixes the problem. Oh, rescued it from it's tossing a bad video cable. Yeah. So they started leaving things on the ground in front. Xerox XT clone found something in Fisher. Wow. Wow. That's a good find there, though. All right, so let's get this next one. All right, so this one, the arrows are going towards the camera again. So we'll do this side. All right, so this should be a pretty easy one to find the... Let's make sure. So we got 2 resistors there. I see the 2 resistors, so that has to be our cap right there. Okay, I see the 2 spots where it's soldered in, right here and here. So let's get this ready. And this one's just not wanting to come out. So this one, I might have to use some wick on. My first XT clone was a Commodore Colt. I don't know if anybody remembers those. That was my first. It was an 8088. Later on, I bought the 8087 math coprocessor to put on it to upgrade it. That was the very first upgrade I ever did to a computer. Let me see. I got some flux on here. All right, so let's see if we can get this. God, I hate this soldering iron sometimes, but it's a very good one. So now we got to use the solder wick to try to get the rest of this. All right, so this is being a pain in the you know what. So we got to do it this way. Yeah, sorry I'm not talking so much here, but when I get into something here, I tend to be very quiet. If anybody's watched me doing my racing, it's the same way I am on when I'm racing. All right, come on. This is the first one that's been a pain in the you know what. This isn't a Mac. This is a TI-99. That's what the title says, right? It says recapping a TI-99. But yeah, we're hoping that this will fix the problem that I've been having. I think I got it. Let's see. Yep, I sure did get it. Here we go. All right. So let's see. Let's get this other side of the cap out. There we go. And that's what's real nice about these little legs is that the caps just fall straight out. So this is a 22 microfarad. So let's get another. What did I do it on my 22s? Oh, they're way over here. It's a fancy calculator. No, actually, to be honest with you, though, Retro, this was actually the very first, believe it or not, and a lot of people will sit there and say, no, it wasn't, no, it wasn't. This was the very first 16-bit computer that was put out to the public. Everything else at the time was 8-bit. This was the first 16-bit. Now, there's a little problem with that, though, is that it really didn't run in 16-bit. It ran with 8-bit, but on an 8-bit bus, but a 16-bit processor. I don't know if that makes any sense. Yes, a screwed up 16-bit. Yeah, the CPU is 16-bit. The data bus was 8-bit. So it was kind of funky how they did it. The other thing about this is that it says it's 16K of memory on here. Now, I have a 32K expansion cartridge for it, but the 16K, there was only, believe it or not, there was only 128 bytes of memory actually for the computer. The rest of it was for video, and when you wrote a program in it, it would share the video memory with the CPU. So therefore, it was a lot of slowness in it because it had to. The memory wasn't mapped directly to the CPU like it should have been. So that was a problem that they had with this machine. So they had a lot of issues with that. All right, so let's get this next cap in here. Sorry if my hands are getting in the way. It's just the way I have to solder this stuff. I know I forgot. I forgot to put. Yeah, I actually enjoy playing some of the games on here because, believe it or not, I as when I was a kid in high school, I actually made a program. I wish I would have been able to keep that, but I don't know whatever happened to it. I went in the Army soon after high school, and I do not know whatever happened to, because it was a family computer. I mean, me and my brothers shared it, and but I programmed a few games for it, and I wish I would have had those tapes still, because back then everything was saved to tape, unless you were rich and had a disk drive, which I wasn't rich. So there you go. Okay, there we go. All right, so that one's done. So let's get these. So is Steve done over there, or is he still going? Yeah, I same here, Eric. I wish I would have printed them or wrote them down. Uh, I actually made a Pac-Man clone that was better at the time. I don't know if anybody remember the old Atari Pac-Man, how crappy it was. Back then, the Atari 2600 was out the same time that this thing was, and that thing was a joke. Oh, he's paused for food. And I'm seeing Jay put some stuff in our chat here. Okay, so I'm almost halfway there. So I got 5 more caps to do. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 caps left over here. So we're going to start working on these 2 first, then this one, and then these 2 big ones right here. So we're going to start on these 2 first. And let's see, I got to turn over and find it. There we go. That was an easy one to find. Oh, wait, I forgot to clip it. Never mind. All right, so both of these are actually, all of these caps are all, the arrows all pointing away from the camera. So I think we got enough mods right now in there, Eric. Actually, why is Jay? Jay, why are you not a mod? Wait, no, you are a mod. Okay, never mind. All right, so let's go ahead and get these. Clip that one. Everybody's behaving themselves right now, Retro. I don't think we have to worry about that. One time I worry about is if those spam bots get in here and start messing up things. That one, the pin fell right out. That one fell. Dang, that was easy. That was the easiest one so far. That was, wow. All right. Let me All right, so this cap is another 22 microfarad. So let's get another 22. And this one, I'm actually bending the legs so I can actually see the actual where the what the rating is of the capacitor. When they put the capacitors on here, they didn't do that, so you can't really see what the rating is with it soldered to the board. All right, so let me get some flux. Clean my tip again. All right, that one's done. 4 more to go, guys. And then we're going to do a power on test just to see if it doesn't do what it was doing before. All right, there we go. That one's all cleaned up. There you go, Mike. All right, so the next one. The cool thing about these is I know which ones I've replaced because all the new ones are blue. All the old ones are black capacitors. So this made it real easy for me to figure out which ones I've done and which ones I haven't. All right, so the next one's coming out. All right, so that one looks pretty easy. Like I said, sometimes I hate this soldering iron. Oh, that was easy. All right. There we go. You have no power. Wow, that sucks, Mike. All right, this is another 22 microfarad. This is our last 22 microfarad. So, and quiz time. Which way did the leads go again? Come on, some of you guys have been listening. No, not towards the camera. This is yeah. See, Jay got it right. Some of them were towards the camera. This one's away from the camera. So Jay was paying attention. And I'm not Lewis Rossman. I don't put like tons of flux down. I put enough to get the job done. Into the board. Yeah, but they have to go in one way. These are polarized caps, so they have to go in the correct way, or else it won't work. And we're not gonna be like Steve and put stuff in backwards, you know. Yes, I'm ragging on Steve. He's not even here, but he knew that was going to happen. Ever since he put that DB25 connector on backwards on his blue SCSI. Who, Steve? No, Steve didn't do no magic smoke. His thing just didn't work like he thought it was going to work. So therefore it oh, gotta love this flux in here. There we go. All right. Guys, we're almost done. I got 3 more to go. Next one's going to be this one right here. So this one looks like it's going to be an easy one. All right, and goes away from the board. Oh yeah, easy to find this one. Like I said, this is like pre-Macintosh era too, because back then you didn't need. I mean, even Steve still uses microscope for his boards and stuff. All right, there we go. That one's good. Oh no, I'm taking it slow on purpose because I do not want to mess this thing up. All right, this one's being a little stubborn here. There we go. All right, so this one is a 10 microfarad 25 volt. We're replacing it with a 10 microfarad 63 volt. It's not fixed yet. I have 2 more after this cap. And this goes away from the board. This one's going to. All right, I need to clean that hole out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, this one actually, I already put this through an ultrasonic cleaner, Eric, and it didn't fix the problem. So I am probably, that's probably, it wasn't because it was dirty. Um, so I know that all the logic circuits work and everything because it does boot up to the home screen. It's just that after about 5 seconds, the video goes bonkers and then goes away completely. All right, so that's away. All right, let me bend them out. Yep, I'm gonna fire it up. It's we're not gonna do too much testing because I have to put the case everything back on it. But as long as it fires up to the, and I don't have the keyboard hooked up to it because it's all sitting over here on the side. I don't know if you can see it or not, but we're going to at least get it to power up. Let's see, get some flux. I did power it up at the beginning of this stream. So if you want to go back all the way to the beginning, you can see what it's doing right now. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that this is going to fix the problem. I have read a lot of forums post about this stuff, so I'm hoping that this will fix the problem, but we'll see. All right, there we go. Where is my clippy clips? There we are. Yeah, that's a weird issue. I'm hoping that it's the caps near the video chip. All these caps that I'm replacing right now are near the video chip, so that's probably, fingers crossed. I'm hoping that that is the issue. And before I put this back all together again, I will probably put it back in the ultrasonic after I do this recap. No, I don't think it's the video chip. If it is, then I'm going to need to get another one. I mean, I could possibly take it out of my good one, swap them out, and see if that's the problem. But I'm hoping that this chip right here is good. I've already taken it out. I've cleaned it. This one actually does get hot because it did have thermal paste on it. So I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, I got 2 more to go, and then we're pretty much going to be done with the actual recapping portion. So let's do it on this side here. And again, these are all facing away from the camera. So this one, all right, there we go. So it's this one. Oh, now I just lost my cap that I was looking for. All right, there it is. Like I said, we got 2 capacitors left. Oh, well, this thing's being a pain. All right, let's try with solder wick. Did not want to break out the solder wick that much, but we'll see. Let's flow some new solder onto it. This one's being a little stubborn today. This is the second to last one. And he is being stubborn. Well, this last one, there we go. Finally. And of course the hole is, hey Patrick, how you doing? Of course the hole is decided it wants to there we go. All right, so let's get this last hole done. This one is going to be a little tricky. It's right next to this chip. So I want to make sure I do not mess up that chip. Yeah, Patrick, this isn't a Mac, so something completely different. And of course, my Mac Pro does that again. I guess it doesn't know I'm actually watching a video streaming, so I guess I better, because it thinks I'm not doing anything on the wow, that's good. All right. All right, pop quiz. Which way do the caps go? I know Patrick probably won't get it unless he backs up, but all right, so these are all radio caps. Now, see, this last one, though, I can't even see which way the cap goes because the arrows are underneath of the where it's soldered on. The other way? Yeah, that way, Jay. We'll do it that way. Well, this one is just being a pain to want to solder. Yeah, these last two are just being a pain. All right, let's put some more flux. Maybe that'll. Maybe I got to do the Lewis Rossman method of putting way too much flux on. All right, I think that one's got it. Finally. Yum. All this. As Jay would tell me, the flux fumes. One of these days, Jay, I will get me a fume extractor. Just for you. Someday. Yep. All right, Jay. We'll see you in a bit. All right. Last capacitor. Last one. And it's facing away from the board, away from the camera. Yeah, that's going to be my next one. I mean, I'm using this manual one right now. I mean, it does the job. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So, That one, actually, the capacitor fell out. But I need to wick it a little bit because it did close the hole up when it did it. There we go. That worked out good. Yeah, I got a microscope. It doesn't have the capability to put a camera so people can see through it. It's not the most expensive microscope ever made, which for me, it doesn't matter. I mean, as long as it works for what I need it for. But for this particular purpose, I didn't really need a microscope. There we go. That one actually came out pretty good. So now, turn it back over. Get this one ready. Oops, there we go. This is the last cap, guys, so I'll be done soldering after this one. Yeah, this is that's why I'm using. I don't know if you saw this or not, but that's what I'm using as a magnifier on the. Oh shoot, that's not good. Went to go take my flux cap off, and it took the needle with it. Not good at all. Yeah, this one has no SMD, which, to be honest with you, I'm kind of glad. I actually have done some SMD soldering. I don't particularly care for it much. I'm not as good at it as Steve and Bruce is, as far as, soldering that stuff up like that. All right, guys. So guess what? As soon as I get this last one cleaned up, we're going to go over to the other table. We're going to see if this thing actually powers up and stays powered up. We're almost there. I'm just cleaning this excess flux off of here. All right. So let me move the cameras back over to where I have the monitor hooked up at and the power supply. So stand by a second. So what we're looking at is the monitor here. So I'm going to bring the board over. We're going to hook up the video, hook up the power supply. All right, here's the moment of truth now. Let's see if I did this correctly or not. Let's go ahead and turn it on. And it's still doing the same thing. I was hoping that would be the problem, but I think Eric might be right. It might be the video, chip. I don't want to take out my And it sounded a little weirder now too, so. All right. So, yep, that's about all we're going to do to this today. I was hoping that that would fix the problem, but I'm thinking it is more than just a capacitor problem on here. Let me get my camera back over here. So, get the camera pointed at me now. So, yeah, too bad that was a bust through the, no, that's not through the modulator, Mike. I modified my cable to do composite video to a converter. So that's not through the modulator. It is going to a converter. It converts to HDMI and goes to the monitor. That's how I get it to that flat screen monitor. My other TI works very well. In fact, if you want, this one right here works great. And I have the sound, the speech synthesizer, and I have 32. Let's go ahead and plug this one up. Let me get the camera moved back over. All right, give me a second here. Sorry we're moving you guys around a whole lot here. Let's see. That right there should have a good view of the screen. So what we're going to do is we'll power on my good TI-99. Let me put my final Grom. This is another one too. A lot of people should have, if you have a TI-99, is the final Grom, which is a adapter which you put an SD card in and run just about every ROM or made to the TI. So this one comes up fine, see? So I press any key, I go to final Grom, and let's go to a classic one on here, which is Parsec. I think everybody knows this game. If you're a TI-99 guy, you know what Parsec is. So there we go. I'm trying to play it without. But this actually has to use the 32 gigabyte. So yeah, this one works perfect. And I know Mike loves this game, so. But I know Mike loves this game. Yeah. Oh well. I mean, I've got some more stuff I'm going to try on it. I mean, it. You know, like I said, this one does work. I may pull that video chip off of this one because the video chip is socketed. So we'll be able to actually. Let me move back over here to the other computer. The video chip is actually socketed, so I should be able to actually change it out with my other one and see if it works. So, you know, this one, I don't even see if it's soldered on all the way. Let me verify this one again. Hold on. Let's Let's take a look real quick. Move this closer. Doing a Steve there, putting my hand in front of the camera there. This one, let me verify that this. Yeah, I'm just going to verify this one capacitor. This doesn't feel like it's soldered on. Let's see if we can. One quick second here before we're going to try to power this up one more time here. All right, that's actually making a better connection. So let's try this one more time. We move the camera again. Whoa, sorry, the microphone decided it wanted to. All right, so let's turn this off. Move that one out of the way. Maybe. It's not fixed yet, Jay. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we're going to give it one more shot here. Let's see. Nope. I mean, it is booting up. But the video is just not. So I'm going to have to do some more research and figure out what the problem is with this thing. And we'll get back to this one at a later date. So for now, I think that's going to be it for me. Pull the camera up. But I think that's going to be it for today. Yeah, they're all facing the right direction there. I made sure of that. I'm going to give it a bath tonight, and then we'll try it later on just to see if that helps out too. But yeah, I think we're going to try something else with it, and we'll see if I can get it to work or not. Adjust the camera a little bit, it's shutting off the top of my head here. There we go. But appreciate everybody joining me, and we'll catch you guys later. I'm pretty sure Steve might still be streaming. You know how his streams usually go way longer than he thinks they should go. So there you go. But yeah, Jay, I'm going to double check everything. I'm going to do that all off camera here, and we'll make sure that everything's good to go. I'm going to check all my solder connections again, just to make sure. So I'm going back over to Steve. So guys, catch you later. Have a good one. And thank you guys for joining me. We'll see you later.